Chapter 15, The Codex Strategy. The night enveloped Celonia in its dark cloak as the team gathered at her temporary shelter, the epicenter of their operations. The mission to safeguard the Codex had reached a critical point. Róman, Hit, Dr. Nova and the Duchess surrounded the screens full of data and information they had accumulated throughout their research. In the center, on a pedestal, rested the Codex, its surface radiating a soft glow that illuminated the room. Dr. Nova, with her gaze fixed on technology, immersed herself in an exhaustive analysis of the Codex's characteristics, using a spectrophotometric scanner, which allowed her to break down the composition and physical properties of the device. She used 3D modeling software to create three-dimensional representations of the Codex's internal components. As she delved deeper, more details emerged that highlighted the advanced potential of the technology. She discovered that the Codex was equipped with a processor capable of processing information in almost incalculable ways. This device was not just a database. She observed that the Codex had the ability to connect and communicate. It hid the effectiveness of manipulating systems and technology around the world. This implied the possibility of granting him immense power. Dr. Nova noted that the Codex was protected by a series of highly sophisticated security protocols. This suggested that their access and use were restricted and would require advanced knowledge to unlock their full capabilities. She located a historical record stored in the Codex that dated back to very ancient times. This raised questions about the origin and history of the device, and raised the possibility that it had been in use for centuries. Róman, with a serious and determined gesture, outlined a strategy in his mind. Aware that the Shadow Alliance would not give up its efforts for the Codex, it was time to put measures in place to protect this valuable relic. The Duchess, being the connection to high society resources, had ensured the security of the refuge and provided information from a wide network of contacts in high society, which allowed her to obtain insider tips on suspicious movements in influential circles. The inquiry was invaluable. The team was intensely debating how to maintain the advantage in this fight for the Codex. Dr. Nova shared her findings on how the device worked, which would allow them to use it as a defense against the Alliance. She also proposed the idea of tracking her adversaries' communications to obtain information about her plans. The conversation focused on the decisions they had to make next. It was a test of his intelligence, daring and skills. Each option had to be carefully evaluated, since at stake was not only the Codex, but the safety of Celonia and possibly the entire world. In the middle of deliberation, an alert on one of the screens caught her attention. The Shadow Alliance was approaching their location. The tension in the room intensified. Róman knew that they had to act quickly and effectively to face the imminent conflict. The strategy to secure Codex became the focal point. The information collected in the previous chapter had emphasized the urgency of maintaining control of this technology. Róman, with his insight, understood that the confrontation with the leaders of the Alliance would require not only physical skill, but also impeccable strategy. Dr. Nova, using her technical skills, deployed a holographic screen that projected the plans of the Alliance base, detailing possible entry points. The faint flashing blue light emitted by the screen created an atmosphere of anticipation and tension in the room. Hit, backed by its 8th generation enhancements, offered tactical analysis that was based on its advanced processing capabilities. The conversation flowed with ideas and theories as they considered every detail. The android highlighted how his analytical skills could help them anticipate the Alliance's movements and devise a plan that would overcome them. The Duchess, thanks to her vast knowledge, shared crucial information about the leaders of the Alliance and their motivations. Her role was essential in planning, since she was the key source of information that would support her decisions. The Duchess's gaze reflected a conscious knowledge that she would be the key to winning this battle of intelligence. The team focused on the need to infiltrate the Shadow Alliance base undetected. They all agreed that surprise would be their best ally, and so they hatched an infiltration plan that would take advantage of Dr. Nova's cloaking technology and Hit's enhanced stealth skills. As they outlined the details of their strategy, they discussed possible obstacles and how to deal with them with cunning and coolness. As they outlined their strategy, more secrets were revealed about the true nature of the Codex. Dr. Nova explained that, in addition to being a powerful source of information, the Codex held untapped potential. The technology it housed could be used for good or evil, and the team understood the responsibility that fell on their shoulders. They had to make sure it didn't fall into the wrong hands. The tension was palpable as the team finalized the details of their infiltration plan. Amidst the uncertainty, they relied on his ingenuity, her experience, and Hit's improved technology to accomplish their mission.